Good day, football fans, and welcome to Diary TV, your go-to channel for the latest updates in the beautiful game. I'm Ogene Karasowe, and today we are diving into one of the deepest stories in European football: Napoli's sensational Serie A title win and the future of their mastermind manager Antonio Conte. As of today, the footballing world is buzzing with news from Naples, where Antonio has made a pivotal decision about his future amid swirling rumors of a return to Juventus. We will unpack the return of star striker Victor Osimhen from his loan spell at Galatasaray and explore what is next for Napoli as they prepare for a blockbuster summer transfer window. This season, Napoli has once again proven themselves as the king of Serie A, clinching a Scudetto ahead of rivals Inter Milan. It's their second title in 3 years, a testament to their resilience and ambition. But behind the celebration, there's been intense speculation about whether coach Antonio, the man who orchestrated the triumph, would stay in Naples or be lured back to his former club, Juventus. So today we have clarity, and it's a story that is set to shape Napoli's future in the Champions League and beyond. So buckle up as we break it all down in this special pack with exclusive insight and latest transfer talk. Let's get started. Let's kick things off with the headline that got Napoli's fan breathing out a sign of relief. Antonio, the tactical genius behind Napoli's 2024-25 Serie A triumph, is staying put, despite months of speculation linking him to a sensational return to Juventus, where he won 5 Serie A titles as a player and 3 as a manager. He has reaffirmed his commitment to the team. The decision comes after an intense talk with Napoli's president, Aurelio De Laurentiis, who has worked tirelessly to align the goals, the club ambition with Antonio's vision. Now, let's rewind a bit. Earlier this season, whispers emerged that Antonio was not happy in Napoli. Some reports suggest that he was frustrated with the club's infrastructure and transfer strategy, especially after losing key players like Victor Osimhen to a loan move and Galatasaray to Paris Saint-Germain. This exit could have derailed Napoli's campaign, but Antonio's leadership saw them shrug off a 3-0 opening day loss to Hellas Verona to embark on an incredible run, losing just one in the league ever since. Their title clinching performance last week was a masterclass in resilience, finishing ahead of Inter Milan to claim the Scudetto. But as rumor persists, with some sources on X claiming that Antonio was ready to walk away, potentially to rejoin Juventus or explore other options. One post even suggested that he had already agreed to terms with Juventus for 2028. However, these claims have been put to bed. De Laurentiis, known for his bold leadership, met with Antonio to address any lingering concern. The result? A renewed commitment from both sides. Antonio himself insisted during these talks that he hadn't spoken to any other club, dispelling rumors of secret negotiation. De Laurentiis sealed the deal with a passionate post on X declaring, "Full speed ahead, stronger than before." And that's the kind of energy Napoli fans love to see. This agreement isn't just about keeping Antonio in the dugout, it's about building a dynasty. Antonio has demanded significant investment to prepare Napoli for their return to the Champions League in 2025-26. Report indicates that he is pushing for a 200 million euros transfer budget, 8 to 9 new signings, and an increase in the wage bill from 80 million euros to 110 million euros, alongside guarantees for a new training facility. These are both demands. De Laurentiis seems ready to back his manager to keep Napoli at the top. So what does this mean for Napoli? It's a signal of intent. Antonio is saying and is not yet to rest on his barrel. Antonio is staying and is not yet to rest on his laurel. He's already eyeing reinforcement to keep Napoli as a force in Italy and Europe. But one question looms in everybody's heart. What happens with Victor Osimhen, the star striker who is set to return from his home spell? Let's dive into that next. Victor Osimhen, the Nigerian striker who fired Napoli to the 2022-23 Serie A title with 31 goals, is back in the spotlight. Recently on loan at Galatasaray where he has been nothing short of sensational, Osimhen is due to return to Napoli in the coming days. But here is the twist. Despite his heroic in Turkey, where he has scored an astonishing 36 goals and helped Galatasaray win the Turkish Super League, Osimhen's future at Napoli look uncertain. Let's set the scene. Osimhen's relationship with Napoli hit a rough patch last summer, leading to his loan move to Galatasaray after a failed transfer to Chelsea and his exclusion from Antonio's squad. Napoli brought in Romelu Lukaku as his replacement, and the Belgium has delivered, forming a formidable partnership with the like of Scott and Billy Gilmour, who also joined from the Premier League. But Osimhen's performance in Turkey has reminded everyone why he is one of Europe's most coveted strikers. With 74 goals in the last 3 seasons across club competitions, the 26-year-old is a proven goal machine, named the 8th best footballer in the world at the 2023 Ballon d'Or. However, sources close to Napoli, including sporting director Giovanni Manan, has confirmed that Osimhen doesn't feature in Antonio's long-term plans. His contract, which runs until June 2026, includes a release clause of 75 to 80 million euros, valid until July 1st, 2025. Napoli are working hard to find a permanent buyer, with interest from multiple clubs across Europe and beyond. Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Juventus, and even Saudi club Al-Hilal, who has reportedly offered a staggering €30 million a year deal, are in the race. Osimhen himself has hinted at staying with Galatasaray, saying he wants to make the fans proud, but sources suggest that a return to Turkey is unlikely. What is fascinating about Antonio is how he managed without Osimhen this season. Napoli's title win proved that they've adapted, but Antonio isn't resting on his laurels. He's in the market for a new attacker to complement Lukaku, and the return of Victor Osimhen could provide the funds to fuel Napoli's transfer ambition. And also, the sales of SerieA to PSG for 59 million euros has already boosted their war chest, and Osimhen's departure could bring in another 75 million euros or more. So who is on Conte's radar to replace the Nigerian star? Let's explore that in our next segment. With Victor Osimhen exit on the horizon, Antonio Conte is already planning to bolster up Napoli's attacking options for the 2025-26 season. 2 names have emerged as prime targets: Jonathan David, the Canadian striker who is now a free agent after leaving Lille, and Manchester United Rasmus Hojlund, who could be a part of a blockbuster swap deal. Let's break it down. First up, Jonathan David, the 24-year-old, has been a revelation in League One, scoring consistently for Lille over the past few seasons. With his contract expiring on June 30, 2025, Napoli is one of the hottest free agents on the market. Napoli's sporting director, Manan, has met David's agent and invited them for a talk with President De Laurentiis. Reports suggest that Napoli had a verbal agreement with the Canadian, who has also attracted interest for Juventus, Inter, and Barcelona. David's versatility, work rate, and goal-scoring prowess makes him a perfect fit for Antonio's system, especially as a complement to Romelu Lukaku. Signing a player of David's caliber without a transfer fee would be a major coup, allowing Napoli to allocate funds elsewhere. But the plot thickens with Rasmus. The 22-year-old Danish striker would join Manchester United from Atalanta for 64 million euros in 2023, has struggled to find his feet in the Premier League. With just 8 goals in 42 appearances this season, including a measly 3 in the Premier League, Hojlund has failed to convince United new manager Ruben Amorim. Napoli, however, see potential in the young forward who previously impressed in Serie A with Atalanta. Reports from outlets indicate that Manchester United have proposed a swap deal offering Hojlund plus 40 million euros to secure Osimhen. Napoli are open to the idea, as Antonio is a known admirer of Hojlund's physicality and potential to develop alongside Lukaku. The potential swap have sent shockwaves through the transfer market. For Napoli, it's a chance to replace Osimhen with a young striker while pocketing a significant cash sum. For Manchester United, Osimhen would be the proven goal scorer they desperately need after a dismal 15th place finish in the Premier League. However, there is competition. Juventus has also entered the race for Hojlund, seeing him as a replacement for Dusan, who is yet to leave due to a contract dispute. Napoli, wary of strengthening a Serie A rival, may prefer to deal with United. Antonio's ambition is clear. He wants a squad capable of competing in multiple fronts, especially in the Champions League. Whether it's David's free agent bargain or Rasmus' raw potential, Napoli are poised to make a statement in the transfer market. But what does this mean for the arrival, and how does Antonio's vision shape up the future? Let's wrap this up. As we wrap up today's specials on Diary TV, it's clear that Napoli is at a turning point. Antonio Conte's decision to stay, backed by President De Laurentiis' bold promises, signals a new era for the Serie A champions. With Victor Osimhen's imminent departure, the focus shifts to new stars like Jonathan David or Rasmus Hojlund, who could carry Napoli's attack into the Champions League. Antonio's demand for investment and infrastructure shows that he is not just here to win titles, he's here to build legacy. Napoli's fan, the message from your president is loud and clear. Full speed ahead, stronger than before. As the summer window transfer approaches, all eyes will be on Napoli to see how Antonio shapes his squad for the challenges ahead. And that's all for today's story. Football fans, I'm Ogenekarasoy and this has been Diary TV. Stay tuned for more updates and keep the passion for the beautiful game alive.